What you need to know before buying a home in North Atlanta, Georgia. One of the big things are there's a lot of subdivisions. I know in other parts of the country they don't have things called subdivisions. They do here in the North Atlanta area. And what they they could be anywhere from like 50 homes to 2,000 homes. And it's a subdivision that sometimes they have a swim, tennis, playground, pickleball, all those kind of activities in the neighborhood. So there's a fee every year that each homeowner has to pay. And another thing is that you also have to abide by their rules. You can't like paint your house pink. You can't have an RV sitting in your driveway. So you have to abide by these rules too. So there's rules, HOA fees, and what's kind of unique about all the subdivisions is each one of these subdivisions in North Atlanta, they have like a certain type of character. So I think it's important to drive different subdivisions and look at them and see what's going on. And it could be, you could be in a subdivision where it takes you 10 minutes to drive out of the subdivision. So that's gonna be 10 more minutes to go to the grocery store, 10 more minutes to go to work, go to school. So just take those factors into when you're looking at a home. And another thing that people don't know about North Atlanta is grocery stores. Like a lot of times grocery stores might be 10, 15-minute drive away. So take that into effect when you're thinking about it, about is it really important that you have to be really close to the Publix and to Home Depot and to Lowe's and to Costco. So take that into effect. Another thing you need to know about buying a home in North Atlanta, it's an attorney state. So there is no title companies that are doing your closings. So basically when you're doing a closing on a property, an attorney does the closing with the buyer and seller there, or and the attorney represents the lender. They don't represent either party. So that's important to know because I know people come from different cities and different states and they have different things that they talk about. So it is an attorney state in Georgia. Another thing is property taxes. So when you look at property taxes in North Atlanta, you're gonna look at around 1 to 2% of list price, sales price for your taxes. So take that into consideration. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of other places. And another thing that certain counties do in Georgia is they do a senior discount. So they don't have to pay the school taxes, so their taxes will be less than that. So it really is advantageous for a lot of seniors to move to the area. And we do get a lot of relocation people here in this area. And guess what happens? They want to see their grandkids. They want to see them play sports. They want to be close to them. So a lot of people are moving to the area, taking advantage of the tax benefits so that they can spend time with their children and grandchildren. What you're going to find in the North Atlanta area is you have the 4 seasons. So you have spring, summer, winter, and fall, which is great. You get to see all the 4 seasons in a year. The winter is really shorter, rains a lot, but you have beautiful fall, beautiful spring, and summer's a little on the hot side. Another thing that people are like, wow, every house has air conditioning. You cannot live without air conditioning here. So just, and then they have floor vents that kind of shoot up the air conditioning. So you have air conditioning. A lot of times you have zones for each floor that you have in your house. You might have 3 different floors, so you have 3 different air conditioning units. So air conditioning is really important. Another thing that people are like, wow, because like when you're up in the north and you have like screens on your windows, you like keep them open and you get the fresh air in. I remember being brought up in New York and like the spring would come around and my mom would have all the windows open and it would just be so nice. Not so much in Georgia. And I'll tell you why. We have really bad pollen. It just makes a mess in your house. Another reason is there is a bunch of bugs. So bugs come in your house too as well. And it is just not comfortable. It's not that cool and a breeze that really happens. So important that you have air conditioning. Important that you do have window screens. Do you use them? I would say 99% of people don't use them. Some do. Okay. Another thing is a lot of these states and counties have their trash pickup included in their taxes. Not here in Georgia. A lot of subdivisions will have one company that they use, so everybody in the subdivision uses that company for their trash pickup. It's important because you don't want everybody having their trash cans out on different days of the week and stuff. So that is another feature of being in a subdivision. Not that they dictate to you, but it's really, you want to have the trash not coming through every single day. So one day a week is when usually the trash company will come around, and usually a subdivision will get a rate for the whole subdivision, so it might be a little cheaper than if you went on your own. What type of home are you going to find mostly in the North Atlanta area? You're going to find a traditional home with brick, 3-4-sided brick, hardy plank. It's going to be very traditional. You're going to walk in the house, you're going to have your dining room on one side, your living room on the other side. People are using that as office space as well. That is the type you're going to find. You're not going to find like a lot of tile. You're going to find hardwood floors or LTV flooring throughout the house. That's very popular. Also, people are going towards that farmhouse look as well. So that's what you're going to kind of see as a house. There's not a lot of modern homes. There are some. I'm just saying majority of homes in the North Atlanta area, you're going to find those traditional homes, brick, 2-3 car garage with that whole kind of open floor plan, but just very traditional looking. We do not have a lot of flood zone. So I know when you come from different states and different cities, there's going to be, we got to get insurance for flood zones. Georgia has a lot of hills and a lot of areas, so we don't find many properties that have floods that are in a flood zone. The best thing you can do is always check with your insurance agent to make sure the property does not have is not in a flood zone. Another thing that people are like, what you need to know about, North Atlanta, Georgia, is that people are kind of friendly. They actually, when you're walking your dog or you're walking the neighborhood, they're going to say hi to you. They're going to want to know what's going on, might bring you cookies or whatever. So everyone's very friendly. I would say a lot of people in North Atlanta area do have animals. So you're going to see a lot of people walking their dogs or exercising outside because we have the 4 seasons, which is so nice. You can go walking and running and exercising with your animals pretty much every day of the year. Here's some other stuff you need to know before buying a home in the North Atlanta area. And we're going to talk about basements / terrace levels. So a lot of homes in Georgia have a basement. It's not like a basement where there's no windows, no doors or anything like that. So they kind of call them a terrace level. Because of our terrain, we have a lot of hills. We do have a lot of homes with basements. So, but a basement a lot of times has a bunch of windows, has a walkout, so you can walk out to your yard through your basement. If you see a dehumidifier in a house, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the humidity is really bad here in Georgia. So dehumidifying that basement is a great idea. Majority of people that have a finished basement will also have a separate air conditioning unit just for the basement. So that's another thing that's kind of important when you're looking for purchasing a home into the North Atlanta area. And what you're going to find, and this will be my last little tidbit about buying a home in the North Atlanta area, is that most of the homes are going to be 2-story homes. You're going to find 2- and 3-story homes. It's just the way the lots are. You're going to just see you're not going to see a lot of ranches. They have been building a lot of ranches in the last, I'd say, 10 years. So we're seeing a lot more ranch communities, but we really haven't had a lot of them. So finding a ranch is sometimes finding a diamond in the rough. So just keep that in mind when searching for a home. So hopefully this information was very good for you, and you now know a little bit about the North Atlanta area and how buying a home is a little different than other parts of the country. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always have updates on here in the North Atlanta area. Thank you.